Welcome to Hot Garbage.
Hello and welcome to Hot Garbage, where we are the only trash talk that matters. I'm your host, Laura. And honestly, it's eclipse season and I'm in Aries and Mercury retrograde is going to happen. So, I am ready to eviscerate anybody. Try it. I keep interrupting these two, when we talk a little bit before, and have a little pregame. I totally was ready. I was just interrupting everybody. I think I'm the most important thing to ever exist right now.
This is also all over online and stuff like that. So there's the delay and stuff. So
Yeah.
you have excuses if you want to use those.
Yeah. I don't think I should. I think that I should just handle that I am having narcissistic tendencies right now.
I'm literally so oh, whatever. I don't even notice. So
I just bulldozed Stephanie.
Going back to last week.
In any situation, here's Stephanie. I bulldoze her. Realize that I bulldozed her because I'm like, wow, I cannot believe that I just did that to somebody so sweet. I turn around, pick her up. I'm like, wow, I'm such an asshole. Don't worry, we're friends. And then we ride off into the sunset together. And that's how I've made most of my friends in my life.
And I'm okay with it.
Maybe this eclipse season is also going to make me funnier than usual.
I hope. No, you're always funny. But I just
Thank you so much for saying that. That's a birthday gift in itself.
No, you're always funny. But I'm here for whenever you and Tyler can make me laugh like crazy. That's my favorite time is whenever you guys can make me crack up. Tyler and Caleb.
Are you an Aquarius? Is that what we came up with? Is that what it is?
I'm a Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio. I knew it was a water. I knew it was a water sign. Aquarius is a water sign, right? Or are they an air sign? God, I'm too fucking tired to figure it out. I don't give a fuck right now. Anyway.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm almost positive it's a water sign, but yeah, no, you're a Scorpio. Yeah. It makes sense. We're fire. Okay, so let's get into motherfucking share time. We didn't talk about who was going to go first, second, or third. I have just going to decide because it's my birthday tomorrow. And like I said, narcissistic tendencies, eclipse season, Mercury retrograde, feeling it. My Aries self is feeling it. So, Stephanie, I want you to go first.
Okay. This week I'm talking about Summer House once again. I know last week I had mentioned that I really did think that Amanda and Kyle were going to be okay and that
and I laughed.
Yeah, and because Carl and Lindsay were fighting, it really made it seem like Amanda and Kyle were okay. Well, this week Carl stayed back in New York because of him and Lindsay fighting, and he wanted Lindsay to have a good time on the first night. So Lindsay came by herself, and there was no fighting. There was no fighting except for Kyle and Amanda. Of course, Kyle and Amanda had to get in a fight.
Somebody has to get to a fight.
Yeah. So Craig came to visit Paige.
A party until someone's crying.
Yeah. So Craig came
and then Craig and Paige are just in the corner.
Well, they got in a fight because kind of a little bit of Craig and Paige because Craig came to visit Paige and there's this new guy in the house, and the first couple weeks he was really trying to flirt with Paige, and Paige was just kind of whatever, and he was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, I don't care if I flirt with her and she has a boyfriend. And then
oh my god.
And then, the closer it gets to Craig, coming, he's like, I would never do that with someone who has a girlfriend. Why would I do that? So, he's taking it back now because he knows Craig is coming and he's getting all nervous.
Craig's bigger than him.
Yeah. And,
I don't even know who it is, but Craig's bigger than him.
I think they're about the same size because Craig is a pretty tall man and Jesse is a pretty tall man. I think they're about the same size. But
my money's on Craig.
Yeah, my money's on Craig too. Jesse is really young and he's kind of fake.
I feel like Craig is somebody that's I'll take somebody's knee out. Like, I broke somebody's kneecap in a fight.
Yeah. Craig is the kind of person who you just give him a couple drinks and he's gonna like be totally down to fight. He doesn't care what y'all are fighting about. He wants to fight. He's one of
It's
those
like
bros.
he's ready to take up the sword for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that guy right over there. He touched my butt and he said, "That's unacceptable." And he took the sword and he ran off with it.
Exactly.
He got on TikTok and like started like recording him and the guy. This guy.
What a good friend.
Yes. Well, so everything's chill though. Like no one's really like mentioning it because like Jesse has stopped for a while. Well, at dinner, Kyle decided he's gonna bring it up, and so he kind of brought up, "Hey, like you're kind of really hardcore hitting on Paige
Kyle.
the first couple of nights," and Craig's like, "I don't care. She's hot. Of course he would," and and
Good guy,
Amanda
Craig.
Amanda's pissed and she's like, "Kyle, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And Kyle just keeps doing it.
Kept
And like
going there. Of course he did.
yeah, and Craig is like really like Craig's pretty chill this season because I think because Shep was so drunk and so disgusting in the last season of Southern Charmed that Craig has calmed down a little. He actually is not drinking liquor anymore. He's only
He
drinking
said
beer.
no.
He doesn't take shots. Yeah. So he's really chill. So he doesn't really take the bait from Kyle. He's just like, whatever. Like
His friend got him sober, and it wasn't even him.
Yeah, his friend got him sober, basically. So, dinner's done, and Amanda goes and finds Kyle and goes, "Why the fuck were you saying that?"
I love
And
her.
they're just fighting like crazy, and like everyone's like, "Oh shit." They're fighting, like everyone's like, "Oh my god." And they're fighting
I
bad.
mean, I'm with Amanda. Why the fuck would you say that?
No, I would be pissed. Like if Nick did that, I'd be like, "Why the fuck would you do that? That's so uncomfortable."
Like,
You
I
made everyone
wouldn't yell at
uncomfortable."
you in front of everybody, but as soon as we got upstairs to our room, I was absolutely being like, "Why the fuck would you say that?"
Well, they weren't in the room. They were down in the living room. Everyone was getting ready, but it was just her, like them two in the living room. But people were like in the kitchen, people were in the hallway, people were around, but it was just them two in a living room, which is an open space, so everyone could hear. And they just start like fighting, and it's just like so uncomfortable for everyone. And I really think Amanda just like has the ick for Kyle. Like because he like wanted to like he tried to touch her like throughout the rest of the weekend and she's just kind of like, ugh, like I don't want you to touch me and stuff.
Love that for her.
Yeah. And I think that was pretty much it. That's my share time. I just wanted to talk about that. Carl came the next day and him and Lindsay like really just ignored each other. And so there was not that much fighting amongst them. That was it.
Okay, great. Okay, Tyler, what's your motherfucking share time? I want to go last.
Okay.
Because it's my motherfucking birthday.
It is.
So I don't think we've ever said it on the show, but I've definitely told y'all like in the group chat and stuff like that, you know, professional procrastinator, right?
Right.
So the only thing I'd watched up until this morning was The Bachelor.
Hell yeah.
You told us this like 3 days ago too. Oh my god.
Yeah. I woke up at 6:30 to start these shows.
Okay.
Did you get everything done?
Yeah, I got everything.
Look at that.
I was
mapped out
gonna
his
watch
time.
I was gonna watch Vanderpump in the Valley last night because like by the time I actually like got around to like watching TV, it was like already midnight or something like that.
Mhm.
I was like, these are the shortest ones. I'll just knock them out. And then as I'm laying there, I'm like, I really don't want to pay attention to anything right now.
Yeah.
So I just went to bed and I was like, I'm just gonna set an alarm for 6:30. I'm gonna knock out 3 of them then, and then I'll watch the other one on my lunch break. And that's exactly what I did.
Proud of you.
Thank you. Proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
That's something that Keenan would do. He would like figure out how long he could do it and he would do it.
And this is why I love him.
Yeah. All right. So my motherfucking share time is I had a viral tweet. And I was included on a list that said it was a viral tweet. So this is other people saying it was a viral tweet. I was super duper excited about it. I have a Leo rising, so that was fed. It was about Selena Gomez because Selena Gomez, it was somebody else's tweet about Selena Gomez, and basically, like, she always puts on weight and then she loses weight, and everybody accuses her of being a drug addict, and she's like literally just on steroids. And like, I've talked about my journey with steroids a little bit on here and like whatever. And so, like, it always really pisses me off because, like, man, it is not fun being on steroids. Like, it's not fun. And I couldn't imagine doing it in like the public eye. Like, I hid in my house, and like a good portion of it was during COVID, so I could like hide under a mask. And so I ended up retweeting this person's tweet. And I said I was on a steroid for 3 years, which I ended up doing the math earlier. And it ended up being like 2.5 years, all said and done. But it's fine. And it was, I said, I was on a steroid for 3 years, and it was the worst experience of my life, and I'm truly traumatized. Not only do I look in the mirror and not only do you look in the mirror and not recognize yourself, but the side effects are brutal. Your joints hurt, and my feet would cramp at 3 a.m. for like an hour. Leave her alone. That's what I said. I talk to the blank space of Twitter all the time. The difference with this one was I didn't call anybody a fucking ignorant twat. Because I do that a lot.
You were nice for once.
Right. And the universe rewarded that.
Through retweets and likes.
Right. So it went around. I took a screenshot before I came here, like came on this.
Mhm.
I got 168K views. 490 reposts.
Damn.
Wow.
11 like quote tweets, I guess.
Mhm.
And 3.6K likes.
Very nice.
Yes. So I did in fact go viral.
Yeah, brother.
It was awesome. I loved the attention, especially because it was positive attention. Like, it wasn't any negative attention from anybody. So that helped a lot.
Yeah. It's definitely
like
better that way.
Yeah, like the first time that I had this experience in 15 years, it was a positive experience, and I'm really happy that like the universe gave me that. Because I'm sure the next time that it happens, it's going to be fully negative because I watch nothing that I say. Like I said, I usually call people ignorant twats. You caught me on a good day. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we're all happy for you. So
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you
Pete.
so much.
You're
I was
viral.
very happy for me. I really love the attention.
we've noticed.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes you have to like live your like truth, and I am a Leo rising, and when that shit started getting like those likes, it got fed. Like, I got fed that day, and it felt really good. And I have no problem saying that I really enjoyed the attention.
We've all seen Black Mirror. We know how it goes.
I've never seen Black Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
well.
need to.
I'm happy that like something that I've never seen I embodied though, because I was sure that like really validated that show.
I mean, you never want to be anything from Black Mirror, to be honest.
The very first episode, though, I would say probably skip because, like, that
It's a
episode,
weird one.
yeah, it's really weird. Like, all the rest, I don't really mind, but that one, like, I didn't want to continue watching Black Mirror after I watched that, and it took me years to actually, like, continue watching it.
All right, so that's my motherfucking share time. I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to tell you to follow me on Twitter because, like I said, I'm a mean person and I kind of want to keep talking to the blank space a little bit.
Let's just get you a professional account.
Yeah.
You can
That's
lock
what
that one down, make it your burner.
Right. That's what we really need to do. We need to have like my political unhingedness over here. Shit talking the Cardinals. That's all over here. And then The Bachelor and Big Brother's all over here.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that's what we really need. All right, so let's get into our shows. since we have a decent amount. But The Bachelor is over after this.
Yay!
All right, so Daisy meeting his family went okay, but I still was like, he's picking Kelsey. Even like when he was introducing like Kelsey and Daisy to his family, it was like, yeah, he's picking Kelsey.
You could just tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, because his brother was there. But his brother was not talking, not in any segments. His brother came there for a free vacation to Mexico
Yeah.
and wanted nothing to do with anything else. And they said, okay.
Can you blame him?
His brother-in-law.
Is that what it is? Is his brother-in-law?
Yeah, I think they said that was his brother-in-law.
Okay. Brother-in-law definitely came there for the vacation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would have too. It was boring.
It was pretty boring.
It was so boring.
Here we go. I'm like reading over my notes. I started to get a Vanderpump Villa promo and I was like, why the fuck am I getting this?
Oh, I
And then
walked away.
And then I realized, oh, it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess we're gonna have to kind of watch that.
I mean, we could just kind of test the waters on that one. We don't need
Yeah,
to
we have to talk
dedicate
about
our
testing
time
the
to it.
waters on the Valley too.
Yeah.
I like the Valley.
This week.
We'll get there.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
So Daisy and him have like their last one-on-one, and he basically everything that he says to her like is basically like setting her up to say like, I'm not picking you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Quite literally everything that he said was like, I'm not picking you and I'm trying to let you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much a prepare for the worst kind of
Yeah.
talk.
Which I just want to like say before we get into anything else, before we talk about anything else, that Joey is very scarred from what happened with Charity. He
Mhm.
really went into that final rose ceremony thinking it was him, and he got real crushed and like rejected on the spot like that. And it really kind of fucked him up.
Yeah.
Like he's going out of his way to say to her, I'm not picking you around the Bachelor rules. Like you don't do that because you're not traumatized.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
hmm
So I just want to point that out. I just want to say that before we get into anything, that I just want to say that.
Kind of makes me feel bad for him that like not only did we like speculate this whole season that he was just going to be left there, but they made
Yeah.
it seem like that too.
Yeah.
So now he has to go back
Yeah.
and watch this and relive that shit and be like,
Yeah. Yeah, so he kind of broke up with her at the night portion
Yeah.
when they were like sitting there. He really kind of broke up with her like in that moment.
He
yeah,
basically said, even if it's not you, like
Yeah.
I still want you to be happy. He
Yeah.
did not say that to Kelsey. Like,
Yeah.
it's Daisy.
And I really think his interview is like kind of taken out of context because he seemed like really broken up, and like how they edited it. I think he was trying to figure out if he was like maybe going to send her home early. I think he was like wrestling with like how bad he felt because I think he really did like Daisy in like the sense of like she's a good person, like they're
Mhm.
friends, like you know what I mean? Like he didn't fall in love with her the same way that he fell in love with Kelsey. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think he respects her.
Yeah. And
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, that night, like, he wasn't as affectionate towards Daisy as he was
Yeah.
to Kelsey either. Like, he was like really started being like, okay, we are like platonic. Let me give you like a hug. Like, I don't know. Like, it just didn't. You can tell he just wasn't into it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really agree with that. So Kelsey has hit her last date. And I mean the whole date was pretty much different. Like
Mhm.
Stephanie was saying, like the whole date, like even like their little spa thing was even completely different.
Mhm.
I
The
think
vibe was
Kelsey
like,
knows Kelsey's getting picked.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much for her because then we get into everything. Are you guys ready to get into everything?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sure.
Okay. So Daisy kind of realizes that she's not going to get picked. So
Mhm.
she goes and she knocks on a door. And my note literally says she goes to his door. Oh, nope, just kidding. It's Kelsey's door. Oh, okay.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, what is this gonna fucking be?
Yeah.
It was a little odd. It was a little awkward. But I think Daisy just wanted to know. Okay, so take what I said about Joey a minute ago. And I really think that she understood what Joey was trying to say to her. And I think she went to Kelsey for confirmation that that's what he was saying to her.
Mhm.
So when she asked her, like, how was your week? And she was like, oh, I was completely validated, blah, 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 blah. Like, she had already come to that conclusion, but it was Kelsey kind of giving her the confirmation and Daisy going, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely not me, 100%. And I think that she, like, also really wanted to be there for her friend. Like, Kelsey and Daisy have said that they, like, really created, like, a really strong friendship.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I really think that, like, Daisy kind of wanted to be there, and I think she just wanted to talk to her. I think she wanted to talk to her friend.
Mhm. Can I give a little behind the scenes about this scene that I heard on a podcast?
Yeah.
So, apparently Kelsey, whenever Daisy came to like knock on her door and stuff, Kelsey was actually reading a letter from Joey, basically validating her and telling her that like he's gonna pick her and that like he sees a future with her and that she would make an amazing wife and stuff. And apparently it was this like really long letter. And if you like look at that scene again, you'll see like Kelsey grabbing like a letter and like putting it away. And like they asked about that letter and that's what she said it was. Um, so that's like even more validation. I don't know how that was like allowed to happen, but that happened. And like Kelsey knew it was her at the end. Like she knew it was gonna be her.
Maybe that was one of the things. Maybe he said, I'm going to send Daisy home before the final rose ceremony, so I don't do that. And they said, no, 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 we really want a final one.
Mm-hmm.
So he found rules around it. And one of the stipulations was he got to tell Kelsey it was her.
That's a really good point. I bet
Yeah.
that is what happened.
You know, like maybe it was a bargaining chip.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So the two girls end up going over to the rose ceremony together. Which I guess is the part where that's never happened before. And boy,
Yeah.
do I feel super mad about that.
I was
That was
so
horrible.
pissed. I was
I
pissed.
was super pissed. I almost kind of wish it was that lost ring theory that we had.
I'd rather that than what the fuck was that? What was that? ABC
Yeah, so
Bachelor producers.
the two girls showing up together, I guess, was the thing that we'd never seen before. And Daisy breaking up with him. I guess. I don't know. I'm fucking mad about it. That was some fucking shit. Like they really had us go in there. Like
I was so mad.
I really wanted it to be that no one was picked. That would have been epic. It would have been awesome. But no,
Yeah. I got a little
they
hyped
show up.
whenever it did show them like both in the car together.
Yeah,
Because
I was
like
hyped.
they both just like had these like faces, and I'm just like, oh shit is gonna
Yeah.
go down. And then it
Yeah.
didn't. So
Yeah.
Well, I was like, why would Kelsey like break up with him? Like I was
Yeah.
thinking that like I was like, okay, like them in the car together, yeah, it looks kind of weird, but there's no reason Kelsey's gonna break up with him. Like this makes no sense.
yeah.
Yeah. So Daisy ends up being the first girl down, which we all know.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up saying something to her, and she says something to him. It doesn't fucking matter. And
So stupid.
and she ends up saying, like, but you're not gonna pick me. And Joey, like, for real cries. And I'm gonna be for real. I believe that he for real cries right there. Because again, Daisy understood what Joey was saying to her.
Hmm.
And she broke up with him and didn't make him do what Charity did to him. She didn't make Joey say, I'm not picking you. I have to break up with you. Whatever. She said, you want to know what? I'm gonna be a bad bitch for a second. I'm gonna take this. Let me just break up with you, do you a solid, do myself a solid, be that bad bitch, and walk the fuck up out of here. And he truly cried in that moment because it was like a relief. Like, I think that he had built himself so far up because he had said that he was scarred about it, all this stuff. So I think he had built his anxiety up about it so much that when she took care of it for him, it was almost just like a, oh, thank God
Yeah.
moment. Like, I think that's why he was so emotional. I think it was like a, thank God that's fucking out of my hands, man.
Yeah. As disappointing as it all was, like it is kind of a nice ending. Like
Yeah.
everybody just being all fucking friends and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
know it's not why we're here, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was nice.
I was
Yeah, I
bored,
know
but
that, like
Yeah.
I know that Stephanie has a different opinion a little bit, so I wanna give her her moment. So I just wanna say before I give the mic to Stephanie that, like, I don't really get emotional, like, during finales at all, and, like, I don't really give a fuck at all, to be completely honest with you, and watching Daisy walk out, like, holding her head up high, didn't, like, cry at all. She had already fucking mourned it. Got her ass in the car. When she hugged Kelsey and was like, "Your mom is watching you and she's gonna be so happy," I teared up. I didn't, like, cry, but I teared up,
Yeah.
which is a lot for me.
It was a sweet little moment.
I thought so too, and so, like, I just wanna say that, like, it was cute. So, I'm gonna hand the mic over to Stephanie because I know she kinda has a different opinion.
so one really fast before we get to that, whenever Daisy was breaking up with Joey, doesn't he look like a turtle when he cries?
Yes. He's like, "It's this.
Yeah.
Whatever this little piece of your lip is, it, like, hangs over," and he's like
Yeah. So he looks like a turtle.
like a
So,
guppy. Like
yeah. Mhm. So that's my first point. Second, I thought everything Daisy did was so manufactured, so like
Yeah.
just so she can be the bachelorette. And when when that happened, I was like so fucking mad, guys. Let me just tell you, I was like, I'm done with this fucking show because I wanted
Yeah, you said
Maria
that to
so
us.
bad. I wanted
Mhm.
Maria, or I wanted anyone but Daisy, okay? And I was really certain it was gonna be Maria or Daisy. And when I was seeing this fucking edit, I was like, it's fucking Daisy. And when she came out, I was like, motherfucker, it's fucking Daisy. And I was like, she got exactly what she wanted, what she fucking wanted. She fucking planned this out to a fucking T.
Well,
She's
that
gonna be
video
the
fucked
fucking
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really think they asked her, and I think she said no. I think like she was gonna ask for more money, or she wanted like some sort of contract or something, just like Maria. I think both of them either wanted more money or like something in their contract that just like wasn't gonna happen. And I think that's why neither of them are the Bachelorette, because both
I
of
wouldn't
them
be
see
surprised if they talked.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think both of them see that they both would have had like both a great season.
Yeah, so I do agree with you that, like, the whole thing was manufactured, but, like, I also understand that I'm watching a manufactured television show, and what I watched was Daisy say, "Oh, okay, I'll give you a show, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
look good in the process. I'm gonna fucking take this, and I'm gonna make this fucking narrative." And I'm like, "Get it, bitch. Get it."
I don't know. I didn't like it. I hated it. Tyler, what did you think?
Sorry, I was writing notes. What are we talking about?
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to edit
He's our
shit later.
producer. It's okay. What did you think about Daisy and like her manufactured bullshit? Did you see it? Did you think it was fake?
I saw it after like y'all started pointing it out. Like I go into this like already knowing all these people are fake anyways, so it's just
Mhm.
kind of the norm for me. But then she was the one that had like the book and stuff that y'all were talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daisy.
Once y'all like started pointing that out, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that like being a big motive here.
Yeah.
Mhm. Um, I think that Daisy and Maria both see that they're probably going to make a lot more money on probably influencer ads than being
Yeah.
the Bachelorette
For
for
sure.
3 months. So, and make
Yeah.
$100,000. I think they both saw that and both asked for more because they're going to get paid more. And yeah.
Yeah. I agree because when you think about what happened to Katie Thurston, where she went through her year contract and she was still so pissed that the Bachelor producers bought her contract out for another year. So that was like 2 years that she was under contract where she had to put everything through them. She couldn't take the business that she wanted. She couldn't do the stand up like she wanted and stuff like that. So like knowing all these things and like we have Jason Tardik's podcast Trading Secrets and like there's a lot more information out there to like make sure that you're not getting screwed. And I think that you're right that like that might have been like the case with Maria and Daisy. And we know that they're really close and Rachel's really close with them too. And like they're really close with Kelsey. So like I wouldn't be surprised that they talked. I would be surprised if Joey got in on the conversation via Kelsey. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, this is what I don't like about my contract. This is what I do like about my contract.
Mhm.
Because he's
The
kind of the
girls in
first
season seem really close.
yeah, and he's kind of the first bachelor that nobody really is pissed at.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if like they talked about shit.
Yeah. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah. I'm a conspiracy theorist. What can I say?
I mean, like we said, like the tell all, like all these people are friends now. So
Yeah.
like there's really nobody that's like hating on each other like they were on the show anyways. Like
Yeah.
they're at least cool now. Like they could definitely be talking about that kind of shit in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So, Kelsey and Joey get engaged and they're moving to New Orleans for for like a little bit and then they're moving to New York after. And we get announced our bachelorette who is Jen.
Mhm.
I know more about Jen with the charity introduction than we know about Jen all season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They also need to learn how to dress her
Please.
because I was waiting for her boob to pop out of that dress the whole time. And I think it's because she has real boobs. And so they do real boob things.
Mhm.
And so they put her in this dress where there was no support and it was just like straight right down the middle. And her nipple was going to pop out at any moment. And so hopefully they get better at dressing somebody because Jen's beautiful. Don't do that to her. I saw what you did to JoJo.
Did you see that
Her
Kelsey's
boob was
nipple
going to
might
pop
have
out.
did you see Kelsey's nipple might have popped out like on the show? Like whenever they were in
No, I
that
did
little
not
like
see
spa
that.
thing?
Really?
Yeah, I'd have to ask my mom. Like one of her friends posted about it on Facebook, but she'd asked me like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "You know what? I did rewind it because I thought I saw something like that, but I figured it was just like a mic or something like on
Yeah.
like the bikini top. But it looks a lot like a nipple."
Notice stuff like that.
Well, that's some shit.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'm actually kind of excited for Jen. I think that she's a sweet person. I'm kind of excited. I've been watching her a little bit on TikTok and like she's fostering a cat right now. So
I
that's
like
been
her TikTok.
exciting.
Mhm.
But no, I kind of like her. I think that she's a sweet person. I'm kind of really excited for her to get this chance. When she started saying shot o'clock, I was a little over it. Um, I love Maria. Maria was mic'd up just to show her support for Jen. And Charity at the end, when they were standing up there with Jesse Palmer, she had like said something, and I swear to God, she had like said something to Dotton, like, come over here. And I swear to God, you don't see Dotton, but it seems like Dotton said something like, I can't, Jesse's right there, I'm going to push him off the screen. And she made a face that was like, damn. Like, And I swear that felt like the conversation.
I love Charity.
I adore Charity. So Vanderpump's over. We're gonna give Jen a chance.
Bachelor.
You know,
Yeah, Bachelor's over.
yeah. What did I
You said
say?
Vanderpump.
Love it. Love it. I wish Vanderpump was over.
Because they wishful thinking for you right
Same.
there.
All right, so let's get into Vanderpump. We start out the episode with Anne. I said Anna. God, I'm tired. Anne asking to be Ariana's assistant. Which ends up happening for her. Love that. We find out that Schwartz made out with Sheena in Vegas, and that was the girl that Sheena said, well, your man made out with somebody in Vegas, and it was her.
Called it.
And she was engaged to Shay at the time.
She was engaged to Shay at the time. And yeah, Katie and Schwartz were together. And when confronted about it, she said, well, I wasn't going to blow up your relationship or my relationship, and never once said sorry.
Yep.
I'm a Sheena apologist because I know people that have worked with Sheena, but Sheena is a raging fucking narcissist.
Yeah. She's also drinking again in this episode, so that might have been a little to do with
Makes
it.
sense.
But
Makes sense. Joe shows up in a Tom hat, and Sheena was like, why the fuck would you do that, you twat?
Yeah,
Like,
she's
she said other words, but she was like, what the fuck, you fucking idiot? Shames her into taking it off, which she should have been. Like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Exactly.
And Tom Sandoval, the only thing I want to say about him the whole episode, I'm pretty sure, is when he comes over to talk to Ariana and she gives him nothing.
Just stare straight ahead.
And he like comes in like, oh, Ariana on camera. Oh, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you about the house. And oh, I'm trying to get us to separate from the house. And I'm a good guy. And
He came over to her like an abused dog.
I know, and he's so fucking manipulative because you don't have conversations in the house. You got a white noise machine because you were afraid that she was eavesdropping on you. You did that, and now you're gonna walk over to her like, oh yeah, Rihanna, we're talking in public because the cameras are here. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that they did the whole
white...
like talk through Katie thing though.
Yeah. And Lala a little bit. Lala was like trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
Why is Lala being so nice to Sandoval? I would like to say that she is the one that said to Schwartz that you're hanging out with Randall, so I don't want to have anything to do with you, and now has issues with Ariana doing the same exact thing to someone that you explained at the last reunion as a Randall. You did that, Lala. You did that actually. I didn't even think about that until this moment, but you did that. You said this person, we need to be afraid of him. I had a baby with one of these people. You did that.
Yeah,
so you compared this guy to Randall.
I don't know what's going on with her this season. Like she's had so many moments where like she seems like way more rational than she's been in the past.
Yeah.
But then she does this shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
She thinks that she's doing something, like she's like, oh yeah, guys, like I'm really showing them. And like, no, like you're looking like an idiot, Lala. Like you look so stupid this season, honestly.
Yeah.
I get trying to be a good person, but like there's limits. Like you don't need to be so forgiving of everybody. Like you get like she's already said, like, you know, I don't want to hate you, which you don't have to. Like you can say like, like
but you also
but you don't have to be best friends with the dude.
Yeah, like you don't need to go out of your way to have conversations with him. Like he sat down and you went out of your way. Like, how are you doing today? You know what I mean? Like you went out of your way to have a conversation with him like that. Like even if he came because you were having lunch with so and so, he's just there. Why are you acting like that?
Yeah.
Like, why is she showing up to the house to see Sandoval. Like, that's
Yeah.
what's really weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why is Vanderpump Rules make me watch his, like, breathing thing? That was disgusting. That was, like, so
Oh, man,
gross
I
to
know.
me.
That was fucking weird.
I'm,
I
like,
know.
traumatized after this week.
Could
Yeah,
it
it was
be
pretty
that
bad.
she's like, I don't want to say jealous, but jealous that,
Yeah.
she goes through her breakup and it's not as big as Ariana's was. But we also only had Randall on one fucking season and
Yeah.
nobody even fucking cared that he was there to begin with. So
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck
like it
about
wouldn't be
Randall.
equal at all. It was a 10-year relationship versus 1 year that we got of this guy that was in the
Yeah.
background the whole time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, why would we care?
Yeah, it's treated
That's
completely
odd.
different. And also, what Randall did was schmucky, like what Harvey Weinstein did. And so we don't exactly want to like utter his name because he's a real schmuck. Like Tom Sandoval did a fucked up thing.
Yeah.
That's schmucky schmuck behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Randall should
And
be in
so,
prison.
yeah. And so, like, we do also need to understand that.
Yeah.
Do we hate the guy? Yes. Did he do what Randall did? No.
No.
I guess I'm sticking up for him here, and I fucking hate that, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Don't listen to anything I said. Even if I'm right, don't fucking listen to it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they've made that same point on the show this season too. So
Yeah.
like it's been said, like it's out there already. But
But I don't like defending him, and I feel like that was a defending him statement, so fuck me.
I think it's more criticizing Lala than anything else. So
Yeah. Which is really what it is. And I love Lala, and I'm gonna love Lala after this, but girl, you're looking stupid and you need to sit the fuck down.
mhm.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
So then we get into the valley, which was boring. It kind of put me to sleep. I kind of don't know what happened in the last 20 minutes, and I also wasn't gonna go back.
That was the best part.
Fuck.
the last 20 minutes is like Jack's having like all the guys get together and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And he invited, what's his name? Alex. Kristen's ex. He invited him out
shit.
to it.
I heard that. I heard like that he was like, "Oh, I invited Alex."
Yeah. Like
Mhm.
he kept
Yeah.
like floating the idea to like the guys like beforehand, and then he just actually did it. And he
And the
sits
guys were like,
down.
"It's not a
Cliffhanger?
fucking good idea."
Yeah.
Did it end in a cliffhanger?
Kinda. Like,
Yeah, I did pay attention to the end. I wasn't totally asleep.
yeah, it was that, and then Kristen and Brittany started fighting because Brittany was like, I think Alex is gonna show up at the guys' night tonight. And then
Yeah.
it became a whole thing. Like
I was in and out for that.
the ending of it was like the best part of the episode.
That sucks. I was in and out for that part, the Brittany and Kristen fight, but that's inevitable.
And
Yeah.
something's gonna happen with the girls in the next episode. Like at the beginning of the next
Oh,
episode,
yeah.
there's gonna be a fight.
Great. At least it'll finally get interesting because I have like no notes
Yeah. No,
and not in a good way.
everything up until the end was very bland and I didn't
Yeah.
really give a shit. But
Yeah.
once it got good, it got good. So
Mhm. Can we go back to Vanderpump really fast? Because we didn't talk about Katie and Max having sex.
Oh shit,
Oh,
yeah. I just floated it. I was like, fuck it.
Mhm. Just
Fuck it.
yeah. I just want to talk
Tom
about it really
Schwartz did it
fast.
first.
Yeah, I want to talk about it really fast because Brock was making it seem like it was like this really fucking big deal, and it's not a big deal.
It's
It's
not
not
a
a
big
big
deal.
deal because Schwartz did it first, and they're not friends anymore. They have no
Yeah.
relationship. So now Katie can do whatever the fuck she wants, and she had respect for him before, and now she doesn't have to have that respect.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Completely.
and I think it's really fucking weird that Sheena was tracking another man, a man that she slept with, a man that she really liked and bought an Apple Watch for. Like, she's tracking him on Find My Friends.
Yeah, it was weird.
That
Yeah.
is fucking weird.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fucking weird.
And then he was on the Valley. He was at boys' night right after.
It's also weird that she has that many locations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it like
54, that's
56 or something
crazy.
like that?
Yeah.
Like I have maybe like one or two.
I have like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I have about 10.
Okay, 10's like, I don't feel like that's like a bad, like, I feel like 10 and lower is like an okay amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird one for me, but
Well, yeah, because females also, like, we keep each other's locations.
yeah, no,
Mhm.
it makes sense.
Yeah. Like, most of the location, like, I think every location I have is a female.
Mm-hmm. I have my
Yeah.
parents, and then I have like my cousin that lives with me, her sister, and then like my best friends.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, and I have, like, my best friends, me and Thea. I feel like there's some other people, but, like, yeah. Like, there's not that many, but it's, like, people where it's, like, I have Sarah's location in New York, so I know that she's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like the only person with her location, so everybody knows like I am the person that you have to come to know where her last location was.
I have my cousin's location in New York too, but I use like Life 360 with like my grandma and my aunt and stuff. Like we
Yeah.
use that one. It's like our family one.
Yeah, so let's get into Survivor. They didn't do a tribe swap. They only had one challenge, so that drug the fuck on.
Yeah.
I ended up falling asleep with like the last 20 minutes. I went back and watched it and like who got voted out and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
man, I can't do these 90-minute things.
Yeah, it's
It's not okay.
we're gonna keep saying it every week, but
It's just it's not
not good.
okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
I do have to say that thank God Purple finally won and they got Flint.
I cried.
I was so happy for that.
Stephanie.
Did you have a segment like what made Stephanie cry this week? And like this week, Yanni made me cry.
Was it the
'cause they won.
slow-mo?
I think I
The
don't know
slow-mo
if it was
was
the
so
slow-mo
fucking good.
or like them just like I saw them win and then they all started crying and I started crying. And I was like, good, they're gonna
Remember
eat.
that time that we were on this podcast and you were like, I could be a producer of The Bachelor? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then Tyler's over here going, I could do it too. I'm like, okay, people pleaser. The only fucking person that could do it is me. And it's because I'm quite literally heartless and cruel and I'm made of ice on the inside. And this like comes back to like proving that point.
Yeah.
If we were on Survivor, right, and like you had somebody and you were on the island, and think about it, like we have to like set up the scene. Let me set up the scene. You've been on the island for like 19 days.
Okay.
You haven't eaten in 4 days. You haven't had a reward in a while. And you and your bestie are, you know, backs are against the wall. You and Hunter. I don't know. I like Hunter, so Hunter's in the face. And so it's you and Hunter. And basically, you realize, like, I gotta vote this guy out. He has an idol in his pocket. We can blindside him, get rid of the whole thing. Like, I gotta fucking do it. And this is the fucking week. And this is where I have the fucking votes. Could you both pull the trigger? Because I could, no problem. Like, everybody's expendable to me, not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, if it's people I just fucking met and shit like that, I could easily do that.
Okay, but think about it. Like, you've been on the island for 19 days. You've created bonds with these people. This feels like your whole fucking life. Because that's what you have to understand. When these people are out there, they don't understand what real life is anymore. They
Yeah.
think this is real life.
They're
So
also
now you
starving and
have
sleep
like,
deprived. So
right. And so now
I'm
you
gonna
have
tell
your
you right
best
now, I'm
fucking
not gonna
friend,
make
like
it
your
to
whole
day 19.
sanity. What did you say?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna make it to day 19. Like I can't even like put myself in this scenario. Like I'm not there. Like any situation.
Stephanie quit.
Stephanie's what's her name from last season that like
Yeah,
night
like,
one
I
was
have
just like,
no-
I'm gonna go.
She's the one with the nicotine addiction. The nicotine addiction.
I'm gonna tell them I have a nicotine addiction just so I can leave. Please let me go home.
Stephanie
Stephanie's
lands on
like,
the
I'm
island. Is
not
just
ever
like,
going
I
to be
hate
in
this.
that scenario, so it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to put myself there, and I'm like, when the fuck are you gonna be there, Stephanie? When? Like, you're not. When are you in this situation? Like, you are, and Hunter's not going to be partnered up with you. He's not going to have an alliance with you, Stephanie. Like, what?
Okay, fantastic. I'm happy that Stephanie beat up on herself today.
We're beating realism into her.
I haven't waste my time. home.
Why waste my time on a scenario that will literally never fucking happen a day, even if I'm on the
I can't
fucking
even, like,
show?
pretend. I can't even pretend, guys. Like, there's
It's never fucking happening. Even if I'm on the show, it's never fucking happening. Merge? Fuck that. Get me out of here to Ponderosa. I sold my soul for the podcast. Vote me out day fucking 3. I'm the sacrificial fucking lamb. I fucking laid out on that fucking tar mat for the fucking immunity challenge to make sure that we lost. So I would look like the weakest link so I could go the fuck home.
Okay, but honestly, the Survivor game, like, challenges, they look a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
I think I would love to do them. That's the only thing I want to do. I don't want to fucking lay on the ground. I don't want to sleep outside. I don't want to eat fish that someone has to go spear from the ocean. Like, no, none of this. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to starve. I don't want to lay on bamboo.
I'm not
with a bunch of
shitting outside.
strangers.
That's never fucking
I'm not shitting outside. I'm not brushing my teeth every day. Like, I'm not doing this stuff, guys. I'm not. I'm out.
Let's just get Stephanie on Wipeout. That's
Yeah,
what she
I'll
wants
do
to do.
Wipeout. At least I can go home. At least I get a shower in the morning and a shower at night.
Stephanie's only
bed.
signing up for like the game shows where it's like we shoot for 12 hours and you get a meal in between.
Yeah, they feed me. I love free food.
Craft services is where it's at.
Days at work when I have like an event or a luncheon, I love those days because I know I don't have to bring my lunch. Like, I get free food.
Love that for you.
Those are the best days.
And if I were on Survivor, I would not be getting free food. If I went on Big Brother, free food. If I went on Amazing Race, I'm sure that you eat on the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Survivor, I need to eat, guys. Like, I need to eat, and I need like a bed or like a chair or like cushion.
Chair.
Like, let me be inside. Let me be inside.
I'll settle for a chair.
I'm not sitting on the floor
Okay.
or on bamboo.
Oh my god. Okay, so I am so sorry I brought that up. So Q pitches a 6-person alliance when they go on their little journey. And it's basically like all 3 of us and then like one person from their whatever, from their tribe. And everybody's like, yeah, sounds great, but that means nothing. I just thought it was fun. Hunter ends up losing his vote because he has to put all the
Survivor logos.
Survivor seasons in order. And as a super fan, I think that I would also struggle with that in the time frame and having like no real guide and just like thinking of people and like going off of it. Like, I think everybody loses that.
Yeah. It's not like you're studying that shit before you go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure people are going to start to study that now.
Yeah. Because Jesus Christ. So Jem ends up getting the idol because their team loses the green team. And she ends up screwing herself because she tells too many lies too fast, and that's really what happened. She tells everybody lies every which way and fucks herself.
And then doesn't even use the fucking idol.
Doesn't use the idol.
Like the whole day, she's just like, yeah, my life here depends on this. And then she doesn't fucking use it.
Nope. And she goes home with it right in her
Fucking
pocket.
moron.
Yeah.
And so Jem goes home with an idol in her pocket, and Jem goes home in a blind side, and it was awesome. And that's why I went back and watched the last 20 minutes, because I woke up and I said, who went home? And Keena went, Jem. And I said, shut up. And so I had to go find out why. So then we get into the Amazing Race, and we're doing some weird everybody departs in 3, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they walk up a whole bunch of steps, and I don't think I could be able to walk up that many steps.
I mean, it wouldn't be fun. I could do it.
Nope.
It would take me a
Jello.
while, but I would.
My legs
I
would be
could probably
jello.
Mhm.
So they end up having it. This episode was a lot easier to follow, I would like to say, than the last episode, thankfully.
Very.
They at least like kept like a cohesive like fucking like narrative where everybody was doing the same fucking thing at the same fucking time. So the detour was cooking a breakfast or loading a truck. And frankly, the breakfast was the way to go. Even like before we started seeing what was going on. Like that was just always going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Two of the girls are vegetarians and vegans, and they didn't know how to cook meat. And when they went to go get it checked, that they had cooked perfectly, and they had cooked something else wrong. Like their plantains were like not fried or
Yeah.
something.
They were undercooked.
Yeah, which was really funny actually. They kind of annoy me.
They do. They annoy me too. I think they're a little rude.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're a little rude.
Yeah. I wouldn't really say they're rude, but they're
Abrasive,
yeah, like very high strung, like
high
just kind
strung,
of like on edge all the time and shit.
Mhm.
on edge. Oh, the old guy with the grandparents when they were cooking the breakfast and she was cooking the breakfast and she was like, "Can you read the directions?" And he's like, "No, I can't. I'm just a sous chef. What am I supposed to do?" All this stuff. And she was basically doing the whole thing. And then she ends up messing up on something. And he was like,
Oh,
"That's what you get for not reading the directions," and blah blah blah. He was so mean.
Yeah.
And
was
he said something to
mean.
her. She like got sprayed with oil and she was like, "Ow," and he was like, "That's what you get." And she was like, "That was mean." He
Yeah.
was being so mean.
I don't like
Mhm.
him. I didn't like that.
I did not like that at all.
Everybody got fucking burned doing that.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Um the twins. They started at the loading a pickup truck and then they switched to the cooking. And then they went back to the pickup truck and then finished at the cooking. Laughed at themselves the whole time,
Hmm.
knowing that they were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. They get to the cooking and like they just start like looking at each other and they're like, "This one seems harder."
Morons.
Oh my god, it was
They
so
don't even
funny.
try. They don't even try,
They didn't
guys.
even try. Oh, it was so funny. So while they're doing all that, everybody else goes off to the roadblock, which was picking cherries. But they weren't
Coffee.
cherries, they were coffee beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
wrote
look like
cherries, but they were coffee
Well,
things.
they're called like coffee cherries or something like that.
Yeah.
The beans are inside of them. So
Yeah, so they have to the one I forget who it was. They realized that they were like the fifth or sixth people to get there, and so all the bushes at the bottom had been picked through.
mhm.
So instead of like dealing with all of that, she just went straight up to the top and just started picking all the berries up there. And I was like, that is what I would have done.
Mhm. That's
Because
smart.
why am I gonna like go through like this sparse pickings when I can just go get full shit up at the top?
Yeah.
I just have to walk it once. Like I can do that.
hmm
And she ended up like skipping a bunch of places because all those people came in at like the same time pretty much. So I don't know if they're husbands or boyfriends.
Other
Uh,
boyfriends.
yeah.
They're boyfriends.
Mhm.
Okay, they end up winning. And the twins switching detours 4 times did in fact fuck them and they did go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which they knew it would. So
Mhm.
Yeah. They were good sports about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything I think for all the shows.
Mhm.
hmm
Are we feeling good about it? Do we have anything else we want to talk about that we feel like we forgot?
Not that I can think of. I
Cool.
didn't really take notes because everything was just kind
Awesome.
of frantic.
Jumbled.
So. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's feel like we're satisfied with that.
I do.
All right. So, I think we did a good job this week. I think that we did that pretty quickly. I think that we got through share time with a fucking good amount of time. I feel like we fucking crushed it this week, guys. If you are here with us and you made it here, you should be proud of us for how far we've come.
This is like an hour episode. So.
Look at that shit. Look at that. We really try. We really do. It's working out. Thanks for sticking with us.
It helps when fucking nothing happens in these shows. So.
True.
No
Super
Bachelor
true.
next week, guys.
Hey, yeah, it's going to be inherently shorter just because.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us. I laugh every time that we talk about social media because we like don't do anything with our social media, but like we're people and like we're trying. We're people and we're trying. Tyler figured out how to make TikToks. Tyler figured out how to make TikToks.
Good ones too.
Good ones. Like we're figuring it out. We're getting there. We're people. All right. So follow us at Hot Garbage Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And we also have our YouTube at Hot Garbage Pod, which some of you have been showing up there. We saw you with our 3 views on the one new video. We're so excited. We see you guys out there. We don't get monetized from any of this, just so you guys know.
No, we would like to.
We would like to, and that's where you're going to help. This is where you're going to help. So don't forget to watch, follow us, watch us at Hot Garbage Pod. And thank you guys so much for listening and joining us. And as always, stay trashy.